And welcome to today's video. I realized that I shared what I'm using for my grade 6 learner. I've shared what I'm using for my grade 4 learner, but I did not share what I'm using for my grade 2 learner. She is going to be turning 8 this year. So she is in grade 2, although for homeschoolers, we don't really consider grades. But for the purpose of just being understood, I will then say that she is in grade 2. So I'm going to show you what I have for her, the curriculum picks for 2025, and what we are using this year. The beauty of actually doing the video now is we have already tested out the curriculum, and I can see whether it's working, it's not working, do we love it, don't we love it? And so far, I must say I'm loving the good and the beautiful. So let me just go in and show you everything that we are using this year for her. Okay, so for language arts, which is English, we are using the good and the beautiful. They do offer you the language arts from K up until I think 7 for free. So I printed it out and laminated the covers and then bound it. So we have started and we are currently now on lesson 22. So we are on lesson 22 and so far we are loving it. The good and the beautiful speaks to how my child learns and speaks to the way I teach. So with that, I have a little container. In this container, we use it for language arts. So I put some stickers for the booster cards, and then I've got a permanent marker and I've got the flashcards that she's currently learning. So let me just show you. So it comes with the booster cards, right? So she's doing the reading booster cards B. Oh, and I didn't highlight that we are doing the level 1, even though she is in grade 2, because the good and the beautiful is ahead. So their levels are not compatible with grades. So I looked at it and then I just thought I should just start her on the level 1 before going to the level 2. So, but then according to my year plan, she's going to be done by August this year. She's going to be done, I think July. End of July, she will be done with the curriculum. My plan is to just get the level 2 and then continue. I'm not going to wait for next year to start. I'm also going to share some of the things that I've decided to change this year in our homeschool. So I just wanted to show you the booster cards. This is the way that I've printed them out. And I saw on the printout that they offered you a sticker page at the back for you to just, when your child has completed that page, those, because it's card 1, if she completes and she knows the side words for card 1, you then give them a sticker. So because I printed it out at home, so obviously I couldn't have those stickers because I printed it here at home. So I opted to go and buy these stickers. I think I got them from, I don't know, P&A or, but here are the stickers. So whenever she completes a card, then I will give her a sticker. So currently she is on, we are learning, because you see, this is card 6. She completed card 6. So we are now on the part 2. We are learning the card 7 side words. So with that, here are the words. There's about 28 words. So you take the 28 words and then you write them on some flashcards. So these flashcards. So I use this permanent marker and then I put everything in here so that we know that when we're doing our booster card practice, then the side words are here. Then all these side words, then we are practicing them. And then when she knows them, then I will put them at the bottom, because you see here at the bottom are the words that she already knows. So I will take the words, then put them at the bottom, then give her a sticker, then we move on to the next page. And I must say, she is doing well. She is progressing very well. I am impressed. I'm impressed at the pace that we are moving, and she is loving it herself. The lesson that we did today, was quite interesting because we played this nice game and she really loved it. So these are the booster cards, and then together with the booster cards are the booster readers. So I just printed out a couple of them. So I think we're doing either book 4. Yeah, we are doing book 3. We are doing book 3 and book 4. So these ones I printed them out, then stapled them. They were a bit of a hassle to print out, so I just did what I could, and there we have our booster readers. I put them in this. So basically for our language arts, it comes like this. You have the language arts curriculum, you have the booster cards and the booster readers, and then we have the flashcards. So that is how I organized our English curriculum. So that's the English. Let me just put it to the side. And then for math, I just make sure that she has a whiteboard to solve her math problems. We also picked The Good and the Beautiful. This was also a free download. And then I printed it at home. I did everything from here at home. She is really doing well with it. I've compared this curriculum to the requirements of the state for grade 2, and The Good and the Beautiful is higher. The standard is higher. When it comes to homeschooling in South Africa, they say you are allowed to use another curriculum, any curriculum of your choice, as long as the standard is higher than the CAP standards and their math is higher than the CAP standard. Even the language arts is higher than the CAP standard. I think I need to do a video of my homeschool binder where I keep everything, how I pick curriculum and how I compare, how I assess if the curriculum meets the standards or is higher. So I've got a file folder that I've compiled. It's like my teacher, my homeschool binder, and then that binder helps me a lot with planning, picking curriculum, and so forth. I think I'll do a video sharing how I compile that file and how I use it. So for mathematics, we also picked The Good and the Beautiful, and we are loving it. So The Good and the Beautiful comes with a math box. So this is the level 2. So it comes with a math box. So because I couldn't order, I just struggled with ordering from The Good and the Beautiful straight and just bring it here. Besides, the shipping costs were very high. Then last minute, I just decided I'm just going to recreate the math box myself. So I got this little box from Store and More. It's a shop that sells, you see, it's the same. I actually got them in varying sizes. So for the art, I store things. This is the way I'm storing our homeschool stuff this year. So I got this one, and The Good and the Beautiful had a clock inside. So we already had this clock here at home, and then they offered you on their website, you could download the stars because they need it for the math. The stars at the back, they have these numbers. So I printed it out, laminated them, and then stored them in this. And then they also needed, they include American money. So I printed out our own money. And actually, I had these from the Impact curriculum. So I just printed out, they offered all of these. So I just printed everything out, laminated it, and I have our South African money for when we do math problems. And then they also wanted a 10-sided dice. So I ordered this pack off of Take A Lot. It has a 10-sided dice. It has actually a multiple die. They've got the 12-sided, the 6-sided, and the 10-sided. So the box for the level 2, you need to have a 10-sided dice. So that's why I got that. And then also the blocks. There's 2 of them. I don't know. And then they put aeroplanes, but I went and got these little cars. So when they call for those aeroplanes, I then take these ones out. And then I have a whiteboard marker in there so that we can practice on the whiteboard. So I basically recreated the math box myself, and it is working well. So for math, this is what we are using. We are also using the good and the beautiful when it comes to math. Okay, usually this is in our morning basket because they usually do handwriting when I'm doing Bible with them in the morning. So this is her printing book, which I got from P&A. It was 73.99 Rand. So I just bought that from P&A just so that she can practice her print, and her letter formation properly. The reason why I didn't go for the good and the beautiful is because the handwriting doesn't look the way the American handwriting doesn't look the way our handwriting looks. So for that, I thought, let me just use something that is standard for us. Now, moving along to our second language, which is for us is Afrikaans. I went and got the Sondergrense Afrikaans Sondergrense for grade 2. So we're using this, and we're following along and moving with this. And then I've got the TP Leer and Lees, the Afrikaans books. I read a book. Currently we're reading this one. So I read the book and I will read it over and over again until it sticks. That's what I'm doing. So we are going through these books for reading, the TP books for reading. I've been moving along with them. So now we're on level 3, vlak 3. So we've got the Sondergrense, and then we've got the TP books. And then with that, I have sight words that we are practicing for Afrikaans. We're also learning shapes, so I'm honing in on the shapes. These we also got this is part of the impact curriculum from last year for grade 1 Afrikaans. So some of them I'm just keeping, and then I've got the sight words that we are currently doing, and then we will revise them, and then I will let them know what they mean in English. And then with that, she has her own woordeboek, which is a dictionary, so that she learns the meaning of words. And then it is in alphabetical order. So right now she's starting with all the words that starts with A, and then she will move on like that and learn more words that starts with A, and then we can even add our own words. So she is really in the beginning phases of this. And so for Afrikaans, that's basically what we are doing. I just went to P&A and just picked a couple of things out. From there, I find that this way it is not stressful at all. And I also use Doc Online as a resource. So just to hone in and for her to just do some lessons. That is why I have an exercise book as well for her. So sometimes I'll give her the laptop and just put a lesson, an Afrikaans lesson for grade 2. We'll go through everything that is expected for her to know in grade 2, because Doc Online follows the CAPS curriculum. So for Afrikaans, I use that to supplement as well, because Afrikaans is not my mother tongue. So I used Doc Online for that, just to assist her with Afrikaans. And then we've got our sight words, which right now the sight words that we are doing are these ones, and then once we are done with these ones, I will swap them out for new words so that we grow, so that I help her grow her Afrikaans vocabulary. And then she also has the woordeboek, which is her building her own Afrikaans dictionary. Hopefully, I think this will go with her in the different grades as she grows her Afrikaans vocabulary. Then for reading Afrikaans, we are using the TP books. There's 10 books in this set, and we are reading through that. And then we also have the Afrikaans Sondergrense for grade 2 to guide us along the way. So for Afrikaans, these are the resources that I'm using. Then last but not least is the life skills. The life skills I shared in my video, which I will link up above. I was planning in Canva my curriculum for 2025. I said for life skills, we're just gonna take it, we're just gonna do it, it's just gonna be hands-on learning. It's going to be through practical ways. We're gonna watch documentaries, we're gonna watch YouTube videos, We're gonna talk about things. I mean, life skills is life skills. So I also shared in the video where I showed supplies for this year, I showed that we've got the money book that we are going through. We also have the homemaking skills, a book that I got from Amazon. And then I also just got from the thrift store this life skills facilitator guides for grade 2. So I'm using this to know that, okay, this is what is expected for her to know in grade 2. Then I'm using this as a guide, and then I recreate my own lessons. Today is a Tuesday. We start homeschooling on a Tuesday for the week. So today we didn't do any life skills, but last week we were talking about food. We were talking about healthy foods. And, sometimes we just go to the kitchen. I will take out food. We'll talk about it. We will talk about the examples of healthy food, healthy eating, why we need clean water, the things that we need to live and to survive. What kind of nutrients do we get in this type of a fruit? What kind of nutrients do we get in this type of a vegetable? I then go on to YouTube. We watch some YouTube videos. And that's how basically we are doing our life skills. So we are currently about to go on a field trip. We're going to go to our first field trip for the year next week. Our field trips are centered around life skills because I want it to be, I just don't want everything to be book work. So I'm balancing that out with doing life skills this way. And remember, we have a botany science unit from the Good and Beautiful that we are doing as a family. So when I do it it's actually in my grade 6 learners basket. It's not in her basket, but when we do it, we do it together as a group. So I believe that is also part of the life skills when it comes to her. So basically life skills is we just flowing with the life skills. So it's field trips, it's we're watching videos online. We're just free-flowing with the life skills. I just wanted to end off this video sharing the things that we have changed this year when it comes to our homeschooling. The first thing is that we are no longer homeschooling from Monday to Friday. We are now homeschooling from Tuesday to Friday. So on Monday is usually my business day. So I do anything business related, anything that I'm busy with. Also, it's a day where I film, I edit, I make sure that I have a video ready for Friday. So I do that on a Monday. So I've afforded myself that because I realized that I was overwhelmed trying to juggle both of them, each and every day. So I allocated a day where I can focus on that, solely focus on that day, and know that when it comes to Tuesday to Friday, then my priority is then homeschooling my children. And then I think that is working very well with us. So on the Monday that I do not homeschool my kids, it's not like they're running wild and they don't have anything to do. So they will have, my grade 6 learner has creative writing every single day. So she will still do her creative writing on Monday, which she does on her own. And then they also have art. So I'll take out an art project from their art curriculum from the Good and the Beautiful that they can do then on a Monday. So they will do some art projects, and then I also allow them to do any other projects that they want to do, any of their hobbies that they want to do. So they also have that Monday to just do whatever they want. They can also play board games. They play board games. The other day, this Monday, they actually made bracelets on the day, and they just do something with their hands and they just become creative on the day while I do business related things. So we've changed the way our homeschool days. Another thing that I changed this year, I'm not going to follow the school calendar this year. I'm not going to close when schools close. I'm not going to open when schools open, and so on and so forth. And I know we always have an annual family gathering around August. So I've scheduled a week break then, because I've realized that last year, around that time, I was stressed because I had homeschooling, and then at the same time, for the annual family gathering, it was a themed, it was themed, so we had to dress a certain way. So I had to be shopping for had to go shopping for like 6 people, and you will never find everything that you like one time in one mall. It's very rare. So I was just moving around, and the packing and everything else, preparing the food, whatever, snacks for the road, and all the planning, right? The planning and the homeschooling and the day-to-day of the running of the house, for all merged in a week, for me was too much. So I actually took time to assess last year what worked, what didn't work last year, and then I decided to just change out the way that we do things. And then another thing that I do every Friday, every last Friday of the month, when it's month end, that Friday, typically my husband doesn't go to work. So because my husband has a day or a Friday off, because there's a week where they're hectic with deadlines. So as a result, that they give them a Friday off to balance out that hecticness, because there are times where they just get home very late and they work very late into the night, especially around month end. So I know there's a Friday where my husband is not working. So that Friday is the Friday where it's best for me to run errands and go to the market, buy vegetables, go everywhere and do our shopping. I like to do shopping with my husband because he drives me around. So on that Friday, because it is a homeschooling day, so I will then go and do what I need to do for the day. And then if ever I still have the energy, we will homeschool at night. So on that particular Friday, we then homeschool at night. If we don't homeschool at night, if it doesn't happen, then we will homeschool Saturday morning. So this year, I told myself I'm just going to maximize on the flexibility that I have as a homeschooling mom. I mean, we are a homeschooling family. We're not bound by a certain time frame. The school has to have the schedule that they have, because that's what works for the school. And it doesn't mean that I have to do the very same thing at home. So this year I said no to all of that. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not doing that. And actually I found that it's actually, it gels with our home dynamics. And remember, your homeschool is supposed to be the way your household runs. It's supposed to gel with how your household runs. Same like the school. The school routine is geared up to fit how the school wants to run and the logistics of everybody else. So I'm also affording myself that courtesy, also affording ourselves that courtesy this year to say we are going to make the homeschool gel with the home life. We're not going to take the home life and now want to mold it into a school. And then I've realized that, okay, fine, those things, they don't work for us. So we're going to take breaks when we need breaks. And so it's obviously good to schedule your breaks and not just take them on a whim. So I know of those ones that I know there's 2 times in the year where I know that I'm going to need those breaks. So I'm going to take them then. Another thing, when my husband, I'm not sure when he's going to be taking leave. So when my husband takes leave, we're also going to take a break. So I'm just waiting for him to clarify the dates with me. And then that one I will allocate that we are taking breaks then. And remember, because we are homeschooling only 4 days a week, so we typically have a day off. So our homeschool is not hectic because I'm trying to build a sustainable homeschool routine. And with my teenager being involved in so many activities, sometimes we're taking her there and there and there, we're driving her around where she needs to be. So that is why this year I've opted for the 4-day homeschool week and not the 5-day. And then we are going to then supplemented with not taking the breaks as the school takes their breaks. And then whenever we can't homeschool during the day, I know once a month, because of that Friday, I know we can't homeschool, and I've made peace with that. And I use the evenings for homeschool, or I use a Saturday if we need to, or sometimes if I feel like it's not necessary, I let it slide. Then we can continue, because I realized that with the Good and the Beautiful, the lessons, they give you 120 lessons. And when I worked it out on my year plan, we are going to finish, if we run according to the schedule, the plan that I have, we might finish around July if we don't take breaks at all. So already I can see there's a flexibility there. So if I need some more extra time, then I know if I'm going to take a break, then we'll still continue. There's no way we're going to fall behind. And what I do is when my kids that day are fired up and they have energy, I do more than usual. So the goal with maths and language arts is to do a lesson a day. But when I see, like today with my daughter, we did 3 lessons. When I see that my daughter is, she is flying with the lessons, we continue because I realize that sometimes we will need to take a break or something will happen, because homeschool is just life. You're just juggling life, and sometimes things come up that you didn't even anticipate. But I always say prioritize your homeschooling. As a homeschooling mom, don't allow things from outside to come in and take over the homeschooling time. But there are those occasions when there's a sick child or I'm not feeling well. So for me to mitigate such days, I always push more when I can. When we can push, my kids out. They've got energy, they are fired up, they're flowing with the lessons. I just let them flow. And that way, when the days are, slowing down and we can't keep up with the pace, when we can afford ourselves that time to slow down. I mean, this is the philosophy that we use with money as well, right? In the months that we have more than what we need for our bills and our needs, we then put aside money and we save our money month to month. We save money and we put that money for when the day will come when we will need that money. So I'm doing the same with our homeschool. When we can, we do more than what is required of us, so that when the days come and we can't do book work, then at least we know that we are ahead. We are also not going to follow the school schedule this year. We're not closing with them. We're not opening up with them. Although I know we opened this year, the schools were opening on the 15th of January. We opened on the 13th of January. So we did 2 days. We were 2 days ahead of the schools when they opened. And then even now, I'm not planning on closing now, or when it comes to March. I'm not planning on closing. We're just gonna continue. And then I know we are in a transitional period as a family, so I know we're going to need to take a week off sometime, but I'm not just sure with how everything is going, because I'm not in control of the process. But I know when the time comes, I will know obviously maybe a week or 2 in advance. Then I will schedule for our break. We're going to take if we need 2 weeks, we're going to take 2 weeks off for the transition. If we need a week, then we're going to take a week off, and then we're going to start back up. And then again, I know in August we're going to have a family gathering. Then we're going to take a week break, so that in that week I am going to be able to prepare for the trip and do all the things. So what I'm saying with this, my advice to you all homeschooling moms, is that about those things. Take breaks when you need them. I found that if we follow a school schedule, we're taking breaks because they're taking breaks. But do you really need to take a break? Right? Because sometimes there are times throughout the year where you need to take breaks. Maybe you're not feeling well. Maybe there's something that is happening within the family that you need to attend to, and you need to take a break. Maybe for some moms, I know when maybe you're pregnant and you know that you're going to give birth around a certain time, then obviously schedule your breaks in line with when you're going to deliver, when you're going to have the baby, and then after that, build your breaks around what is happening within your family, versus just following the school schedule because it is the school schedule. Remember, we are homeschooling, so let us utilize the freedom that comes with homeschooling, and not just burden ourselves and overwhelm ourselves with requirements that are not even for us. So as long as the most important thing is, as long as your children are learning, the breaks and the other things, those ones, we don't have to follow that strict regiment or that strict schedule. We can create our own, and we can follow through with our own. So for me this year, I'm enjoying the freedom of utilizing that flexibility, where I know I don't even feel bad when that Friday comes and I know that my husband is here. We're going to go shopping. He's going to drive me wherever I want. and we are going to go for the day. That is also the time I even say we are going on a date, because usually on those days we are gone like for hours, right? And then I will have somebody come in to help me with the kids, to just babysit the children. But on that day, I'm gone literally for hours. And also, it's a way for me to just go get outside of the house, because I usually am always in the house. I just leave my house on a Sunday when I'm going to church. Sometimes I don't have errands to run on a Saturday, but usually I know on a Sunday that's when the only time I'm going to church. Other than that, I'm in the house. So when that Friday comes and I know my husband is around, we can go wherever. I utilize that time and I don't feel bad. And I know when I come back, the kids already know we sit and we do homeschooling at night, because it's a Friday anyways. We can even push our bedtime to an hour later, because I know on a Saturday they can sleep in a bit, because we are flexible on a Saturday. And sometimes when we are not done on that Friday, we can continue on the Saturday. We sometimes do language arts on a Saturday. Sometimes we do even science on a Saturday. So I'm just found that it is very liberating when I'm doing that for us this year. And I thought I should just share. Maybe it might be helpful to somebody to say, you don't have to do a Monday to Friday. You don't have to do the terms as the schools do their term. Remember, we are homeschooling. We've got that freedom. And remember, the homeschooling doesn't work like school. So when they are at school, the school is what is happening. And with us, sometimes you're trying to homeschool and you've got a toddler, you've got a baby, and they need your attention. So there's so many things that, are happening all at the same time. So sometimes when you don't get to finish what you've scheduled for the day, use your Saturdays, use the evenings. Hope this was helpful to you, and hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it. I must say I enjoy talking about books. I enjoy homeschool a ton. So also let me know in the comments section down below, which curriculum have you picked? What are you doing this year? What are you using? Are you using a box curriculum? Are you eclectic like me, pulling from different places? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video right up until the end. God bless you.